Hello everyone, hope you're all okay. I just wanted a quick video, a little bit of a demonstration really, about stretching paper. I know quite a few of you are struggling with the fact that paper is cockling when you're painting onto it, and perhaps you've only got very wet media to work in, like watercolours, and you're finding that your paper is letting you down a little bit. So I'm going to give you a solution to that. And by stretching paper. Some of you may have done this before, but we just thought we'd run through it to make sure everybody can have a go at stretching their paper to take the lumpiness out of the paper, to stop it from cockling basically. So what I've got here is an A4 sheet of paper. Just it's ordinary paper, it's nothing special about it. It's just the normal stuff that we use in class, which is like a multimedia paper, but it's quite a basic brand. And I've got some parcel tape as well. Now, I appreciate that not everybody will have parcel tape. So, what you can do is you can use bulldog clips, and you can clip your paper to the side. Perhaps use a bigger piece of paper if it's to the size of your board. As you can see, I've got an A4 piece of paper here. But you could use an A3 paper on an A3 board if you've got one, and you can clip it to the side. So if you haven't got the parcel tape, which I know you can get it from supermarkets and you know, post offices if you are able to get out, or ask somebody to get it for you. It's a little solution, and I know it's available online. You can also staple it as well. So if you've got a board that you're quite happy to put some holes into, obviously not your best drawing boards, you can do that. You can staple it and staple it to the edges, around the edges, and I'll show you how we're going to do it with the paper, and you'll get the general idea of where the staples would go if you were to do that. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the paper, and you can see here that I've got a bowl of water. You can run it under the tap, you don't have to have a bowl of water, but for the video's sake it's much easier for me to show you in a bowl of water. So you take your paper and you're just going to dip it in till it's really wet. You want to get it as wet as possible really. Give it a good old run through, make sure it's nice and wet. When it starts to go soft and sort of loses its starchiness, that's when you know it's okay. Okay, so I'm going to just move that out of the way so I can bring back my board. And I've cut my pieces of parcel tape. I've cut them to the size of the paper already, so that I don't have to rush and get that ready. So now I'm going to take my paper out of the board, and I'm going to put it straight onto here. So it's a paper out of the bowl. Taking my paper out of the bowl. Okay, now next thing I need, I've got a little sponge here, and I'm just going to get that a little bit wet, because with parcel tape what you don't want to do is get it really, really wet, because it's very sticky and gummy. It's really difficult to work with because it rolls back on itself. So I'm just going to wet it with a sponge, and then I'm going to place it over that edge like that and rub it down. A little bit too far over the edge there, but no worries. Take my wet sponge again and another piece, and hold it out as best as I can. Move it along with the sponge and place it over this edge over here. Doesn't matter which edges you do first. You can see that's starting to cockle already, but that's no problem, just go with it. It should work out all right. I'm running my sponge along this longer piece. Like I say, a sponge is better, or a cloth or something, if you're going to wet your parcel tape, because it comes in a roll like this and it's quite difficult. So you can kind of run your sponge all the way along and keep hold of the end if you like so. And then it's a bit of a knack to it, but it works in the end. And I'm just going to make sure that's on there like that. So that's all. That's what we're going to do. You can see there's still a parcel of water on there. You know, it's quite shiny. So there's a puddle of water on there. But you know, that's going to hold the paper in place, and what's going to happen is it's stretched out, it's cockled, and as it dries it contracts back in, and it will maintain that shape because you've taken all the stretchiness out of it. So that should be okay in a few hours to use as paper to watercolour on the top. And it might not work completely depending on the paper you've got, but it should take most of the bounce out of the paper. Okay, so have a go at that if you are struggling with your paper cockling. Okay, speak to you soon. Okay, so here you have it. It's dry, as you can see. It's a nice smooth surface, and you can paint straight onto there. You don't have to undo the paper. In fact, if you are working in a wet media, I'd suggest that you leave the parcel tape on and paint on it as it is. Same with the staples, if you've managed to get that to work, or with bulldog clips, leave that on there as well. It will retain most of its shape if you take it off, depending on the paper you're using, of course. But yep, there you go, stretch paper ready to go. Have a go at that. Speak to you soon.